Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever you are watching this. I am the CHALL, and today, Chall Chats Mansfield Town. Mansfield Town promoted to League One. Could we be joining them? I bloody hope so. But, according to news source Chad, Mansfield Town will be plotting their League One recruitment as early as this week. And Nigel Clough has said to this news source Chad, he wants 6 or 7 quote-unquote very good players. Before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views. Please, let's get there. Smash the likes down at the bottom. Make sure you comment. Send your super thanks if you want to. If you want to send a super thanks, a paid super thanks, then the button is there if you want to. There's no pressure. You can do if you want to. Let's get into this one then. Mansfield Town. First of all, congratulations on the promotion. There's been a bit to and fro between Donny and Mansfield over the years, and it'd be nice to see Mansfield in League One. Obviously, it'd be much better if we joined them through the playoffs, but we'll see what happens over there. I think it'd be a very good season in League One next season for Doncaster Rovers. You likes of Reading, Charlton, Wigan, Sheffield Wednesday maybe coming down, Huddersfield maybe coming down, Rotherham's definitely coming down. Get some revenge! Get some revenge! Last time we played Rotherham during a season, we played them in 3 games in 2 different competitions. And we lost those legs like 13-0 overall. Across 3 games, we lost it by 13-0. So, I think it was 2 5-0s and 1 3-0. So, it's I want to get revenge on Rotherham so badly. Birmingham may be coming down. Obviously Mansfield coming up, Stockport, Wrexham coming up as well. It's going to be a big season in League One next season, especially with the teams that don't make the playoffs, don't make it through the playoffs, shall we say. The ones that don't join Portsmouth and probably going to be Derby in the Championship. It's going to be interesting. But my oh my, Mansfield will be up there, and my oh my, what a side they want to build next season. So, the story here, as we spoke about in the intro, is according to the news source Chad, Nigel Clough has said that he wants 6 or 7 very good players, and they're plotting their recruitment process as early as this week. So, I provided the link, by the way, to the news source down in the description down below so you can have a read of it yourself. And you know what? I think Mansfield are going to be in for a fight. But you know what? I think it's doable that they can stay up in League One next season. I do think it's potentially doable. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens. I'm going to keep a close eye out for Mansfield next season either way, whether we're up there or not, just to see exactly what they do in the summer, what they intend to do, moving forward. For me, though, it's going to be very interesting. I'm really excited to see what happens with this. I do think it's going to be wonderful to see what happens during the season. Um, I'm going to keep a very close eye out, like I said, and it kind of gave me not an excuse. I wouldn't say an excuse, but it gave me a reason to go through their expired contracts to basically say who I think should be staying and who I think should be getting football elsewhere. And if people know me, people will know I will never say a football is not good enough. And, whether that puts me on the fence, I don't care. I will say they're good for a certain level. And I think they need regular first team football elsewhere. That's how I word it. I'm not saying they're not good enough, but I'd say they need football elsewhere. That's kind of my not escape, but that's kind of my word of saying they need to leave this club for this reason. So looking at the people out of contract then, let's first of all talk about who I think they should keep in alphabetical order. Lucas Akins is one of them. His involvement has warranted a brand new contract and a chance to play back in League One after his Burton days for me. Jordan Bowery, versatile, provided much involvement this season. He needs his opportunity in League One again, and for me, I think that Mansfield's the club to do it. Lewis Brunt, sign him permanently, Mansfield. He's got a year left in his contract at Leicester. Leicester looks like they're going up to the Premier League again this season. He is not getting game time at Leicester next season at all. So what's the best outcome? Permanent contract, and Mansfield can fund it, even with the stadium improvement. Ollie Clark, club captain, experienced head. You need experienced heads in that dressing room in League One, and he's one of them. George Cooper, maybe if you sign him on a year deal or something and then loan him out to National League North or Northern Prem, maybe. I expect him to leave though, so I wouldn't really bank on that one. but I just thought I'd put that as a potential option anyway. George Maris, I'd be keeping him. Sheffield born. If I were Donny, I'd be looking at him as a number 10 option. Provides goals and assists. They're not. I don't think Mansfield are going through a massive overturn this summer either. I think a few players will go, but I don't think a massive overturn. So I expect Maris to stay as one of them for that one of those particular reasons. Stephen Quinn, I think his experience is much needed off the bench. I think he's a good rotational all rounder in League One, and I think that his experience could be crucial in the dressing room. And then George Williams, I'd take up the option on 1 year extra to give him the option to be a backup fullback in League One. So, of course, that leaves the people that leave. And I think that Hiram Boateng needs more minutes in League Two. He has done well this season when he's come in at times. I think his injury worries and the fact that he's not had a lot of starts for Mansfield in League Two this season, for me, warrants the fact that I think he needs to go to a League Two club, a top end League Two club, and get some more minutes down there. I obviously George Cooper, I think, could leave anyway. I don't think the loan will be good enough. James Gale, I think, needs to get regular game time elsewhere as well. I think Scott Flinders needs to leave. For me, I think that his experience could be warranted further down. I reckon Mansfield will look for a new goalkeeper, and we'll talk about the recruitment after this little section. Callum Johnson, not a lot of game time this season. For me, he needs regular first team football in League Two. Callum McDonald, same reason. Steve McLaughlin is an experienced head, don't get me wrong, but I think he'd work at top end League Two. So I won't be surprised if he does stay, but for me, I would much prefer him to leave. Reece Oates, I mean, the club has a lot of attacking options, and you could see them going for at least one more attacking option in the window this summer. So I think Reece Oates, being one of the lack of game timers, along with James Gale, I think he would leave. So you've got a lot of players leaving there and quite a few staying. So when you look at who's staying and who's leaving, what do I think the club needs in the summer? I think they need a young future first team keeper to be back up to start off with to Christy Pym. I think you need one or two attacking fullbacks. You need a starter on the left hand side who's League One proven. And you also need a young, adaptable, versatile fullback for either side. You could keep McLaughlin on a new contract to provide the fact that you don't need an extra one, but I think you need a young, versatile either side fullback as well. You need a young ball playing defender, centre back to back up Brunt and Flint. I think that a holding / box to box central midfielder to replace Boateng. I think you need another number 10, maybe on loan, who can press, float in and around the final third space. And I think you also need a pressing forward, either solo or adaptable in a partnership to kind of warrant a place on at least the bench. For me, I think that's what Mansfield need. I think that Mansfield could be quite busy this summer. Like I said, I'm not expecting a massive overturn of players. I'm expecting 6, 7 signings, as said in the news source. Definitely a few signings this summer. And Clough will build the side he needs to build. I think he will. And for me, I think that Mansfield's going to be a very interesting scenario this summer. I think that they've got a good squad capable in League One, but you probably expect him in the bottom half of the table, maybe mid-table at the very maximum at the moment. I think to progress further into the top half, you need some decent quality of player, and this is where the financial side of it comes in. What direction do Mansfield go in? Do they go in the direction of make it sustainable and just be sustainable in League One for a good few years before trying to challenge for the top half, which means mid-table to bottom half finishes, but staying up in League One, which I think would be great for Mansfield? Or do they risk it and just go for it in the next couple of years, try and get into the top half, try and challenge the top 10 in League One in the next couple of seasons and risk potentially falling flat on their face with the money that's been invested into that versus the profit falling back off those seasons. So it's a very hard balance to find in football. I think financially Mansfield can do it, but you're going to have to rely on a certain type of recruitment. And to be fair, if Mansfield go back down, I think Nigel Clough will probably say bye-bye. I think next season will be a defining one for Nigel Clough. If they go back down, I could see him leaving. If Mansfield stay up, in mid-table, bottom half of mid-table, I could see Clough signing a much longer deal. For me, I think that Clough. I think the smart thing to do for Nigel Clough would be to sign on a 1 year extension for next season. 1 year extension. If they go down, he leaves at the end of that. If he stays up, not only are you going to sign him on a new contract, but you're also going to have a lot more promise about the future. But if you only sign him on a 1 year extension and he goes down and then he leaves, you're not exactly paying him off much, are you? So, I think financially it'd be more beneficial for the football club, and that's just my personal opinion. So I think for Mansfield, just bring in those 5, 6, 7 players that I think could do some good. There are a couple of players that I think could leave that I think could also stay. I think McLaughlin's one of them. Um, so I think that, I mean, McLaughlin's one of them. If you wanted me to really pick another one, out of the ones that are, in my opinion, should be leaving for more first team football, you'd maybe expect either Boateng or Flinders to stay if you didn't want to invest in a new keeper. But I just think Flinders is going to go and get football elsewhere. But for now, guys, thank you very, very much. Mansfield fans, comment down below. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Please leave your respectful agreements or disagreements in the comment section down below. But for now, guys, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now, and that's full time.